Hello, this is a response to a question from Wilf on Twitter, and he said, would it be possible to use a weekly candle, midweek, looking at a midweek candle, looking at the weekly candle in the middle of the week to see what, to find a trade? And the answer was yes, because obviously you can look at any candle, monthly, weekly, daily, and find worthwhile knowledge. And the example I gave him was, suppose this was, well, this is Thursday now, and it's attacking a level, and the significant level is this reversal candle: high, low, lower, high, lower, low, low, high, higher, low, higher, high. So according to my rules, and they are just that, my rules, but they're based on how I understand trend reversals on candlesticks and trend reversals on swings. So this, I would not want to, suppose this was a Wednesday. It's difficult on a Wednesday to actually visualize this, because you've got more chance of potential toing and froing, because price never goes in a straight line. But your lower time frames, that's why we use the lower times to work out what to do. In terms of if the dailies, for example, had confirmed up and that had done a reversal, well, we can look at that and just analyze it now. We can clearly see we've got a trend in place: low, high, high, low, high, high. We've had a pullback. This is now continuing the third leg of this trend. So once again, that tells us that this particular chart is looking quite bullish. It is only a pullback on this massive downtrend here, but as I always say, they state their intent with movements against all these different candle levels. So we've got a ton of support below us as well, support above us as well, that we definitely need to break, because when price comes back, it is testing, in my opinion, it's trying to break through old support or old selling that has failed to turning to buying, or supply that could potentially have run out. There are no people left to sell. So getting back on point, there's many reasons why, if this was on a Wednesday, middle of the week, that I would not want to consider selling it. Short term, if we got an H1 to the downside and so on and so forth, then yes. But long term, if all my ducks were lined up, i.e. H1, H4, daily, and then the weekly on this sort of imaginary Wednesday, then I would not want to be shorting it with any sort of conviction. So if we sling a few levels on this, I'll show you what I mean. So look, we're busting through that level of support there. We need to close through it, remember, for it to be a valid break, as it were. So we've got all this support that this current price is trying to break through. Okay. Well, it's resistance as well as support, to be honest with you. It's a difficult concept. I do apologise if you don't understand what I'm meaning, but it's support that finally broke down, and then it is being tested as resistance, of course, but if it closes through it, then it's given way. These single levels of resistance are far less important than these levels of old support being tested, in my opinion. This is where this came back and tested it all. At one point it was highly likely to potentially try and close, and they won. The sellers overtook the winners, and we got this wick. So yes, you can use every time frame to analyze what's going on, and in this instance, in this pound yen, what really would excite me is a potential break of that. So if this was Wednesday, we'd still be attacking that level, and we'd have a bit, on a daily chart, we might have a pullback and a continuation, so on and so forth. Much the same as we've got gone on now. So as this stands, we've even got a bust pullback, and if we got the a higher daily candle tomorrow, a break and bust, then we could expect a pullback again, to be honest with you. But as it stands, the daily is confirmed to the upside. We've done the test. We are potentially going longer. The H4 is confirmed down there, and in this instance again, look what's happened. All of the support, old support, has been busted with this great big H4 close here. So, and we have in fact high, low, forget this one here, lower high, lower low. That has potentially reversed it has reversed on the 4 hour, and they are continuing to take it up even this late in the evening. But you often find that with the yen, because a yen pair, we're running into the Asian session. This is the sort of potential reverse scenario of the Frankfurt session, the pre-Frankfurt. This is the pre-Asian session, where they're pushing it to a level that they can potentially reverse it, and then potentially continue for the end of the week tomorrow above that level there. So that's how I would use a weekly candle midweek. Just use the lower time frames to guide the way, and there is, well, you can see how bullish this looks now. So there's a massive uptrend. You can just stick a line on there. So never trade what I talk about, guys. Price can change direction on a 5p or a 6p, as they used to say. Why did I say 5p? And what would lead the way would be your reversals on the lower time frame. So all you do is just keep putting levels on these lines as you go down. So you'd put an H4 on there, you'd put an H1 on there, you'd put your M30 on there, you'd put your M15 on there, and you can just watch the price doing its stuff. Okay, but this, based on that, and never forget the monthly. Tomorrow is the end of the month. So what is a monthly telling us? Well, they're trying to break through that support, and they've failed. That old monthly level held. The monthly has confirmed down. We've had this massive bar here. So this is bearish, but they look like they are definitely trying to either trap some bulls in there, or just continue. This is just a swing 3 of a potential 4th swing. Swing 1, 2, 3, confirmation, 4, and then 4 is this messing about phase, and then 5 would be the break up to the long side again, and that would mean this downtrend is basically over. And we are back on the longs. So that's it. I've gone slightly off topic. Don't trade. This will be one to watch tomorrow, actually. Don't trade what I talk about. Just trade. Learn to trade the candlesticks. If you like what I do with the RSI and the candles, fine. If you don't, develop your own method. You could put fibs on the chart or whatever. But the reversals, in my opinion, are solid. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great evening. And sorry, Wilf, that was all for you. Do apologise. And I hope it's answered it. Wilf, if it hasn't, just let me know and I'll try and clarify it some more. But watch it a few times, and hopefully I haven't confused you. I was going to swear then, but I shan't. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good evening, guys.